All right, my man. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game number 2 of the first semifinals of the day for Gores Rising number 3 between Triangle Formation and Team Volatile. Last game was anyone's game, as we mentioned. Triangle Formation just got caught out in a hyper late game situation. And when that happens, you're going to get punished, and their core got blown up in just a matter of not even maybe a second or two. Is the moment that core got punished or got put down, focused down, they got tore apart. Let's introduce these nerds. The compositions are pretty much, they're literally the exact same thing. The compositions are literally the exact same thing. So that shows me that both of these teams, when it came to their draft and specifically their composition, are confident in it. That shows me that Team Volatile are comfortable. Obviously, Team Volatile are, because they just won the game with that composition. But conversely, Triangle Formation coming in here and saying, we didn't lose that game because we didn't draft appropriately, we didn't have the heroes we wanted. We lost that game because of bad shot calling and we got caught out of position. So I love when we see identical compositions, because it shows that the team that lost the previous match is still in it to win it.
I want to talk about a quick second about Omain on
so good.
Gideon. And I don't want to talk about his gameplay. I want to talk about the hero himself. A lot of people, myself included, and I believe you, Gooch, have said with these changes that Epic made to travel form, we're going to see some bumping of fists. I don't think we'll see an engagement, but if there is, Gooch, cut me off. With the changes we saw to the in-game speed, that characters like Gideon were majorly nerfed because they don't do the same amount of damage they did because of it's so easy to get out of their ults. We've heard Epic say what we're looking for is we're looking for people to take these heroes, and it's not about the speed, it's about how you play as a team.
Exactly.
I believe in Superville. And as we've noticed, it doesn't matter that the movement speed has been increased by 12.5 seconds. When you're able to land those combos that we've seen Team Volatile land time and time again, Gideon's Black Hole, the value they're getting out of this ultimate that a lot of people said it's nerfed, it's not any good anymore, you can just walk out of it. It may be the case in solo queue, but watching it at a competitive level and watching the way these teams use it together, that ultimate is stupid strong, and it's something to be afraid of.
It's the shockwave into Black Hole. That is what won them that. If it was just a shockwave or just a Black Hole, if those two things didn't line up, that team fight might have gone the other way. And it was the follow-up by Nebos. Could be because the Black Hole pulled them in. They were all grouped up. There was nothing they could do. Nebos dunked him hard, and it was a thing of beauty. Definitely going to make a highlight reel of that particular team fight of these finals as well, man. If they could just continue to do that, they can get themselves into the final. Don't forget, guys, there is another semifinals between...
I'm being made fun of by chat right now. I said 12.5 seconds. 12.5 second movement speed increase is ridiculous, and I meant percent. So thanks for making fun of me, jerks, and not realizing what I wanted to say.
Nothing you're not used to. So, both the teams are falling to the red and blue camps. Just business as usual here, guys. What are we going to see as far as differences? That's what I'm asking myself right now. Are we going to see any sort of differences between the first 15 to 20 minutes of the game? Game number 1 was a story of just farm and farm and farm, and Team Volatile was able to get the first real exchange on the map, but then after that, after the teams got all the cards that they wanted and got the particular power spikes they were looking for, the particular timings that they were looking for, that all came down to exchanges at the Orb Prime, and every single time there was an exchange of the Orb Prime, it was on Volatile's turn. Their terms, or rather. They were able to control the choke point with their Gideon and their Steel, which is exactly what they need to do. They were delegating the correct heroes to the correct places, allowing their DPS to burn it down. And Triangle Formation, I think, when it comes to the point where the Orb Prime starts being contested, they need to be a little bit more quick on their heels to get there and dig their heels in and find themselves a good position around that Orb Prime, as to just kind of putting themselves in an awkward situation, trying to find a way in. I don't think that's really going to be the case. We'll see how this game develops. Taking a look at the early game cardamization, Beacon going with the same things. Looks like just the same builds across the board. The Windcarver Blade again on Pixel. Wards. Suki went with that double mana potion before. So already, game number 2 shaping up to be extraordinarily similar to the first game of the day between these two teams.
Yeah, very, very similar. I'm actually want to see a little bit different strategy out of Triangle Formation. I want to see early game aggression. We saw them wait till the mid to late game, and it didn't really pay off for them. They lost some major in team fights. Yes, they started getting that power spike, but I'd like to see a little bit more rotation out of these guys. I'd like to see them catch out because we've seen Leo Grande.
Roll the R, man. Roll the R.
Leo Grande.
There you go.
We've seen Leo Grande and we've seen Nebos roam the jungle, and I'd like to see them try and catch those guys out, get a couple kills, and stop them from getting that card experience. I think that would definitely benefit these guys here in the long run, instead of trying to delay to that 40-minute mark like we saw last game.
Yeah, it's we'll see how this goes, man. I'm afraid that this game is just gonna, the first 50 minutes is gonna play out, and we're gonna see just a little bit of a Resident Sleeper farm game. But if that's what these teams elect to do, that's what they elect to do. Now, as far as the laning, the laning phase already has kind of come underway. It's a little bit different in the lanes. The true and true in the mid lane. Well, we see Pixel over on that right lane right there. 6 minutes is almost here. Look for rotations from your Steel, rotation from possibly your Gideon as well. Any hero who is able to get themselves a Harvester key. To those side Harvesters, I can't wait to start seeing teams have these little sort of micro timings where the Harvesters are spawning and they see someone go, because this area, these side lane Harvesters, we'll do a quick little elevation here as I fly up in my helicopter. This is not an area you want to get caught out in. If you're caught in this nooks and crannies, you're done for. And I'm surprised teams really haven't exploited that quite yet when it comes to calculated aggression. Defy's just now rotating over there, but he's going to be a little bit surprised and say, you know what, it's already taken. Right lane though, Suki and the battle of the wooden spoons right here, Mirror versus Muriel. This could go on for a long time right here. More than likely, Grande is able to pick that up, so not a problem. So both the Harvesters picked up here for Volatile, putting themselves in a good situation. When you have both these side lane Harvesters, and it comes down to a farming game, comes down to who can farm the map more efficiently, this already puts you in a phenomenal spot.
Absolutely. I do want to mention something that happened in chat here. We have people asking about PlayStation 4, and this week we were supposed to get the numbers on who played on PlayStation 4 if it was all PC. One of the great things about this game, guys, is it is cross-play. You can play on a PlayStation 4, you can play on PC, you can play with all your friends. I am very curious to see, and that is something I'm actually going to have Gooch write it down, or one of our admins write down. We need to figure out who's playing on a PS4, Gooch, because I think it would be... I'd love to see these teams with a split comp. You know,
I believe that one of our we do have an admin doing stats.
Okay.
We have great people, very talented,
behind the scenes,
benevolent,
absolutely.
handsome, compassionate people, compassionate and passionate people on our team, working very, very hard and committing their time to this, doing things like that. So let's make sure we give them a big shout out.
Yeah, we need to figure this out though, because it would be interesting to see.
It would be, man. I would love to see that statistic.
Because we hear the PC master race, it blows PlayStation 4 out of the water, but I know some PlayStation 4 players that are absolutely amazing in this game. I just don't know if they're playing on teams or not.
As a man of science, I want to see. Oh, man, he's out of energy. I don't think he has enough energy to jump out of there. He's more likely going to be the first blood. He's caught in a very awkward position, but the reversal fortune is there. I'm unfortunately stuck in the wall here. Apparently, we're going to watch this from there. Omain is able to get out, so but he does go down nonetheless. They were able to chase him in there. The reversal of fortune now onto Beacon. He's actually a little bit out of position. He's going to be able to get away here with the help of his mirror. But Pixel with the flank. The Steel ultimate immediately onto Pixel. He pulled the trigger. This is the triangle formation I love. This is the triangle formation we know, Notch. That is what I'm talking about. They're not being as passive. And they're able to pick themselves up the first 2 kills of the game on the Twin Blast. We saw that was a pretty good flank right there from Pixel, but he didn't respect the Steel dunk. He got dunked on. And now Triangle Formation are going to look, they're doing this black buff timing. They always do this. The moment they have an opportunity to do this, the moment they get themselves an early game team fight, they fall to the black buff, they try to make a push with it, and that's what we're going to see here right now.
This is exactly what we asked for. Maybe they're listening to the stream. Guys, get back to the game. Stop paying attention to what the Gooch and I are talking about. But this is exactly what we asked for. They needed to be aggressive. We've seen them every time we watch.
They're looking for the steal. They're looking for the steal. The black buff is really, really low. Are they trying to get it here? It's kind of no. It said screw you, Beacon, and start going over that way. Yeah. Now, all the meanwhile though, a tower was being pushed down by True Untrue. So not only did Triangle Formation get that team fight in the mid lane, they had that lane pushing in as well. So already game number 2 looking much, much better for the T-form.
Yeah, this is Triangle Formation we've seen in the past. True is going to be in trouble here. He is going to get an ultimate from Suki. But Pixel's doing so much damage at this point. He is going to get out. Speed boots
Yeah.
from Suki, True and True will back
Ain't no
up.
thing. It ain't no thing.
It ain't no thing for a Muriel, but this is what we wanted to see from these guys. This is the triangle formation we've seen the past 2 events. True and True is so good at the split push. I mean, he just tends to be left alone for some reason. And they got the tower. They got 2 very important kills. They're going to give themselves a slight card advantage. It's not much by any means, but it is at least 1 card point advantage. So off to a good start. If they can keep this up, if they can get a couple more kills like that, they're going to give themselves that early card lead because we're only 10 minutes in, and it's going to make these team fights much harder for Team Volatile.
Shockwave now up on Steel. That's their lone Shockwave carrier, but it's still going to be effective nonetheless. Generally, we see that ultimate Shockwave or any variation of the 2. The Goran Scepter picked up by Selwonk, so that crit bonus item coming on. The Goran Scepter already maxed out here for Beacon. And True going with the double impact hammers as we did before. He didn't build until a crit bonus. I don't think True built into a crit bonus at all. He went with the double impact hammers with strikes and minor strikes into the double impact hammer into the it's not the flash fire piston, the nitro, the red eye nitro.
Right.
Instead. Maybe I like the build variation because Twin Blast he benefits from crit, but his ultimate doesn't. So there is actually different ways you can build him. Maybe not go for crit and try to build more into just raw damage and get a lot more value out of the rocket barrage coming out from Twin Blast. GTFO is going to hit Grande. I think that was more of just a zoning out, get away from us, let's get you low and make you very hesitant to come into this team fight. They are going to disengage from the Orb Prime, triangle formation that is, and maybe trying to look in there. Defy is in travel mode, was looking for an ultimate, not going to be the case. The means of egress here for Team Volatile are open in that open space and a reinitiation onto the Orb Prime. It's just this dance we see, and I'm glad that triangle formation is being much more preemptive on the Orb Prime, looking to get to the first one. Omain's by himself. They need to collapse onto him right now. The Mirror ult might be forced out here earlier. There's the Shockwave into the Steel ult. The Prime Helix is actually picked up by Beacon, so they are able to get it. Now, Omain is going to get away. He forced out the Steel ult. He forced out the Shockwave. We might see a reinitiation coming out here. There's the Black Hole. He uses it defensively, but Beacon, can he get the kill? The Reversal of Fortune. One more auto attack. He needs it. He gets it. He gets it. It's down. Beacon, get the Reversal of Fortune. He's going to be able to turn this around. That was such a very tense moment for it. The Mirror ult plus the Black Hole gave him shields. It wasn't enough. Beacon just stood his ground, full man mode. They got 2 more kills. They have the Orb Prime, triangle formation. They have their hands firmly around this map right now.
Hey, Gooch, guess what happened?
You crashed.
I did, buddy. Can I get the time? What time are we at,
Absolutely. Just in a moment. We are at 12 minutes and 10 seconds.
12. Give me 12:15.
Now. Right over here, the Prime Orb. Nebos has it. He's got to be careful, though. Or Nebos doesn't have it. I'm so used to seeing them have it here. They are going to be able to move forward. The push is here. I'm not. Team Volatile looking to do a defense, but not going to be the case. They're just simply not there. Defies is going to turn it in. He is by himself. Is the support there? Is the Mural ult still online? Is Mural anywhere to be found? Suki is on the way right now. Defice might have just suicided to turn this in, but at this stage of the game, turning it on this early, the respawn timer only being 30 seconds, your Steel is not going to have his Prime card, but that's not why you turn that Prime card, and you want to get it for your Rangers specifically, and that is exactly the case. So despite the fact that Defy went down, that was definitely a worthwhile exchange, activating that Prime card for your team. He'll be back in 14 seconds, and this is a wonderful power play. Coming at a triangle formation, what's the call here? What are they going to do? Right now, they're just roaming around their jungle trying to find any sort of room, but I want to see them push. I want to see them push their advantage here, try to get down some tower, take away the map control, and if they can get themselves an advantage in the mid game, then they can just steamroll themselves in the late game and use the fact that their composition is superior in that situation and take the game from there.
Absolutely. Gooch, I crashed again, so I'm not in the game at this moment in time. I keep getting a very strange error. I'm going to let you continue to do what you do. I'll let you know when I'm back in, and I need that time.
Absolutely, man. Just let me know what's going on. I absolutely regret saying that for you Parks and Recreations fan out there. So, you know, one of my biggest criticisms that I get from people as commentators is, you know, we all like to make little obscure references every now and then, bring a little flavor to the cast, maybe get a chuckle or a cackle out of the audience. And people always say that my references are far too obscure, but you know what? When you use obscure references, it just means the people who do get them, there's a connection there. There's a connection there between you and your fellow nerd who are able to pick up on that. Back to the video game of Paragon. That's what we're here for. This is what I was talking about. I wanted to see Triangle Formation do a push. That's exactly what they're doing. They have the 3 Rangers. They have the Prime card. Defy doesn't have it. Omain in trouble. There's the big initiation. Now watch out for a counter initiation. Watch out. Omain, use your Shockwave. Use your ultimate. Defy's by himself. He doesn't have that Prime card. This is what I was talking about. A huge 4-man ultimate. A huge 4-man ultimate. The black hole, not quite there. It's still there. Look for the Omain to go in there and potentially use it as his team fight is well underway, but Pixel gets taken out. So actually, the counter initiation is not going to be enough as Pixel gets blown up. No Twin Blast. Down goes that one as well. So that actually looked like there was a moment there where Team Volatile was able to reinitiate and find something, but they weren't able to. Omain, uncharacteristically, couldn't find an opportunity to use his ultimate. As you see, it is still available right now. So this is just Triangle Formation making a big, I mean, cue the Imperial March right here. They're gonna push down that right lane, and this inhibitor going to be under siege. Twin Blast and the Grim are going to be back online in 10 seconds. This early on, only 15 minutes. I'm not sure if they want to push their luck here. Fall back to the tier 1s. Take away, that's 34.
I mean, when you get that 40.
36, 37. Should be maybe a little bit later stage in the game, especially because the Prime card activation more than likely is going to be running down here in about momentarily. Now, Notch.
I'm back in. What
I was going to say. One
second.
second. Let me put up the... Oh, that's not what we want. That's what we want. Let me put up the blank thing here. We're at 15 minutes 31, 32, 15 minutes 34.
I mean, when you get that 40.
36, 37, 38, 39, and 40.
Woohoo, we're back in. I missed all
right.
the things, but we're back. Gooch, great job casting. The chat is going nuts about those casting skills.
Really?
Yes, I'm so glad we have him on board, guys.
Oh, well, thank you.
But we
No,
do
it's
have...
kind.
We did have, is what I can see here, it does look like Triangle Formation is in the lead. Very aggressive play out of these guys.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the T form we know, man. I am literally jumping up and down in my seat right now. This is what I wanted to see in game number 1. Triangle Formation just needed a warm up, man. They just needed a warm up before they hit that bench. And they're looking for their max bench right there, their max deadlift. And right now, they're definitely exceeding that goal.
They are, but we can't take Team Volatile out. Team Volatile.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
They are still in this game. They're not very far behind when it comes to card points. I believe it's 2 or 3. They can still come back. Start picking up those jungle camps. Red and blue buffs will give you 800 card experience for anybody's around there. So they start picking up those jungle camps. They start focusing on the harvester, and they keep their lanes pushed out. If they stop getting caught out and they stop, because they have had a couple bad team engagements, they stop dying needlessly, they can easily come back into this game because they do have heroes that come on late game. We do have Grim, we have Twin Blast. Come late game, these guys are very, very strong. Yes, we start to lose some of that potency of Omain, but that didn't matter the last game. I don't think it's going to matter that much this game, so they can still come back in, just start playing a little bit more defensively, and Team Volatile is right back in the fight. So we saw Triangle Formation make a comeback last game. Are we going to expect that from Team Volatile? Do you think they have the ability to do that?
They did. That's pretty much what they did in game number. Once we got into that 30-40 minute position, the roles were a little bit different. That Team Volatile was the one who was ahead, but and then T-Form came back and it made it very even. Team Volatile knew even when they were ahead, they weren't ahead by large margins. It was a discernible margin, but it wasn't like this huge, okay, we can just steamroll and win. When they won the game, they were down an inhibitor.
Right.
So we already know that they can win games when they are in awkward positions in the late game situation with a composition that thrives in the mid game against a composition that hits its peak at the late game. So we know that we have what this takes, and I feel like the big thing between this game and last game is Omain's performance. He was out of position in that team fight. He got caught out. He was forced to use his shockwave very early. If Omain gets caught out and Triangle Formation continues to exploit that's what I want to see at a Triangle Formation. Try to lock down Omain's Gideon. He is the key. He is the linchpin, I think, to them winning these team fights and initiating. If they can just completely just take Omain and make him a non-factor, then Triangle Formation can just flip on the autopilot onto the finals. On to game number 3, rather.
Right. I want to point out real fast that both Selwonk and Beacon used their ultimates. I don't know if they were what they were trying to do there, but they're now out of. They don't have ultimates at this point. As Team Volatile, do you come and defend this purple gummy bear boss because you know 2 huge ultimates are down? It looks like they're just gonna let it go. They're getting the black buff. Maybe they're gonna make a counter push.
Maybe push the inhibitor.
We start pushing down the other lane. So it's going to be interesting to see what the call is on this one, but give themselves an advantage back in that lane. Push the towers down, or maybe just deny it so you don't have prime buff and black.
I mean, the thing here, triangle formation has not lost a single tower.
Not one.
This is night and day compared to the last game.
Yeah, that's at 20 minutes with no towers down. The hill that Team Volatile has to climb back up here is huge.
And
because they can't just push an inhibitor. They can't just push a tier 2. They have to work through getting those tier 1s.
So Defies, he's carrying the Prime Helix once again, and the march down the left lane to get this turn in. Oh, main, keep your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on this guy. He does have the black buff, but that's not what we're talking about here. Look for that initiation. Look for triangle formation to initiate on him, and conversely, look for O main to initiate on the triangle formation. Defy Z. He's the man in the front line. He's the one leading the charge right now. He is the one with the Prime Helix. Pixel just now showing up, and don't forget, guys, Pixel is actually fairly underfarmed. He's going to move forward. That charge is on cooldown. I want to see Team Volatile initiate. The frontliner's down. That's what I'm talking about. Cellwalk is actually going to get cut out. He was barely on the fringes there, but they got to keep him alive. They have to keep him alive. There's the Prime card has been turned in. Shockwave knocked up. He uses his Shockwave as well, but that's what I'm talking about. He gets the black hole. He's still alive, and he gets taken out. So this is already looking good for Triangle Formation. The value of which taking O main out of the team fight is so important for Triangle Formation. Pixel gets taken out as well. And this, with those two going down, any more going down as well, not only is this inhibitor going to be taken out, if Team Volatile lose any more people, they potentially could lose the game off of this. But right now, for sure, this inhibitor is going to go down. And again, triangle formation, O main wasn't able to get that initiation off, and that's the story of game number 2 so far.
So much damage coming out of Cellwonk. I mean, Leo Grande had a bubble on, and some of the changes that were made to Muriel, we're not seeing where it just seems like Muriel is unkillable now. She gets to a certain point where she doesn't scale very well, and Cellwonk was just chunking through those shields that Muriel was casting. A ton of damage out of both of these teams. Man, the Prime Orb, it's so important in these games. You look at these guys, and we see this passive play. We saw a much more passive play last game, but we see the passive play here, and in the moment one of these teams picks up that orb, the team fights and the amount of action we see is instantaneous. We had a slow march up, but what a great engagement. O main missed his ultimate. He got it off, but in a sense he missed it because he was just eaten alive by Cellwonk and Beacon. The amount of damage these two guys are putting out right now is off the charts.
It really is, man. Team Volatile. They lost that inhibitor. They kept them. They didn't lose. They didn't get completely wiped. If they got wiped there, there could have been a core push. 21 minutes in. Looking at the numbers, I mean, this is starting to get a little bit scary here if I'm a fan of Team Volatile, which I am, of course. But with 36, I mean, you're at 36 card points right now for your Twin Blast, your Grim, and soon to be on your Murdoch. Compare that to the carries, the Rangers, of Team Volatile. You have Twin Blast at just 27, Grim at 27. So that's a 3-card level deficit between the Rangers. That's when it's going to get to the point where the cardamization advantage is going to be so significant that even if Team Volatile are able to get off that big patented initiation, it's not going to matter. They're not going to be able to. The damage isn't going to be there. Their opponent is too tanky. Their opponent does too much return damage. And Team Volatile, they're on the clock, and that clock, the sands of time right now are not much sand left over here, Notch.
No, not at all. These guys have to start playing very defensively right now. They need to. I said it earlier, and I'll say it again just because this is what they have to do. They have to start getting that experience from these camps. I wish I could see under the scoreboard how much experience they've actually picked up from the Harvesters. Very important stat, so hopefully maybe soon we'll actually be able to see that as the casters here, what they are getting from those, because it'll let us know if they're using those Harvesters effectively. You can get so much card experience. We've talked about this in the past. I mean, they're even down a Harvester over here on the left side of the map. You talk about, we've seen teams lose, but if you play those Harvesters well, you're able to collect the Amber out of them. It can keep you in the fight, and it can give you that much more time to get to the late game for some of your heroes that need that. They are going to lose a tier 2 inhibitor.
They're just going to give it up.
Tier 2 tower here. You still have the Prime Orb active on Triangle Formation. Don't even defend it at this point, because if you lose, all they have to do is run by the inhibitor and take the game. Yeah,
take the game or just take the inhibitor as well. So that's the right call right there. Prime card is more than likely going to deactivate here in a relatively short amount of time. Left inhibitor, I mean, relegating your Grim to the cleanup, I mean, his biggest weakness is his lack of wave clear. But I guess right now he's farmed to the point where his auto attacks do enough to where he can clear out the waves efficiently efficient enough to where they don't have to worry about their core taking any sort of residual damage. Which, when you get to that late game, the difference between 1%, I mean, not even the difference in 10 to 15% is one auto attack between you winning and losing a match. So it's very important that the inhibitor is down, the map control is taken away, but secondarily, the main objective is making sure your core just doesn't take any damage, and that's exactly what they're doing here. So I think that triangle formation know that they're playing conservatively. They're playing calculated, not conservatively, I would say, but they're playing calculated. They knew that, hey, we got a prime card, we're ahead. Let's just try to, you know, haphazardly and with reckless abandon push down an inhibitor. That's not what they're doing. They're pushing down the towers. They're constricting the map control. This shows me that they are confident in their decision-making capabilities by this game going on longer and longer. Not only with their draft, which we've talked about ad nauseum, is the stronger draft in the late game. I don't think anyone's debating that. But not only the stronger draft, but their decision-making capabilities, they feel, are strong enough to carry them no matter how long this game goes. They're not going to be able to. They're not going to make any huge mistakes, and they're not going to get punished for that. And that's exactly what they need to do, because that's what lost them the game in game number 1.
Yeah, we do see this inhibitor left lane is going to be up in about 90 seconds. They have lost some tier 2 towers. We still need to take a look at the map, Gooch. I mean, Team Volatile has no towers down.
Incredible.
Triangle formation is playing so well. They're rotating well. Even if they win a couple team fights here, they have to be able to keep the map in their favor. They've got to equalize these lane creeps. They've got to push these out to the midpoint, or they have to push them at least up to the towers, and they have to start taking towers down. That's experience that they haven't collected yet. It's not going to make them even with triangle formation in any way, shape, or form, but that's a lot of experience that's just sitting there waiting to be taken, and they have to do it smart. If they get over aggressive with the advantage that triangle formation has, they will get punished for it. But they're roaming through the jungles right now. They're picking up their white camps. That's 200 card experience for anybody that's there. So that one legend, and O main just picked up extra 200 card experience. I mean, you 3-shot these creeps at this point with the card level you're at. So they are trying to get caught back up. But playing defensively is the name of the game right now. Wait till your inhibitor responds, which will be in about 25 seconds. Don't get caught out, and don't give up another prime orb. As you can see, I mean, where's triangle formation at? They're on this orb right now.
They are. Now the inhibitor is back in 10 seconds. So if Team Volatile, they need to kick on that nitro and get themselves there. Omain's heading to mid lane, but the Lord Prime's the boss is already down to. Yeah, they're going to get this. So the stand in which that Team Volatile are going to have to make, the area and the grounds in which they're going to have to make it, are going to be on that left side of the map. They aren't going to be able to have... Because this area, if Team Volatile are able to initiate strongly in this area, they have a big advantage. They have the high ground advantage. This is a beautiful area for Gideon. It's wide open, so Gideon can get a lot of value out of it as well. But it's not so wide open that the Rangers can spread out and have a big arc across the area. But Team Volatile, because they must have just said, you know what, let's just give it up, because they knew what was going on. They had wards around that area. They knew that they were doing it. So they're going to rely on making this stand in the left lane. And if it plays out in the same way it did before, it might just be the end of game number 2 here, because the respawn timers are longer, the card experience discrepancy, the margins have just grown larger and larger. I mean, 48 card points on your Rangers versus 33 and 30 on the other side. This is going to be an extraordinarily difficult hold that Team Volatile has to do in order to keep themselves in this match. So triangle formation, if they just don't completely botch this team fight, should be able to push in here. It is now look at the right lane. We do see a little bit of split push action. This is something they've done before. True and True is in this part, and they're trying to cause an overextension and spread the resources of Team Vol a little bit thin here. Muriel is over there. Leo Grande is over there cleaning up this wave. So they're keeping a presence there. The thing is that Muriel can't keep up with the wave clear and True and True. Conversely, though, if a big team fight breaks out in the left lane, Muriel can get there in a moment's notice. True and True can't. So there's a dynamic between these teams going on right now. And Leo Grande, look at that damage by True and True. I don't think Leo Grande has enough wave clear to be able to take this. So I'm going to see a team fight. There it is. We hear the Miro ult's going to be coming in here. They're going to lose that right inhibitor. Right inhibitor is going to go down. And if they don't take a big team fight here, they might just outright lose the game because True and True's pushing the core. They have to do something here. They do take out Beacon, so they're winning this team fight right now, but they got to get someone back to base. They got to get someone back to base. We do see that Defy is turning in the Prime card, so they're going to try to turn this around and do something. True and True is on the core. He's trying to take it down. His Prime card is activated. They're not going to be able to get this. They're not going to be back in time. True and True is going to backdoor the core and take game number 2. In a somewhat anticlimactic matter, what a cerebral play right there by Triangle Formation. That